Hello, everybody. Welcome to AADL Storytime. So happy to have you here. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm excited to be sharing some more stories with you today. I always love being able to do story time, and knowing that you're at home watching is super exciting. So thank you. And of course, we need to get started and we need to say hello to everyone. So let's get our hands ready. And here we go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Couple more. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as soft as we can. Hello. Great job, everyone, and thank you for being here. Let me see your fingers. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give a little tap, tap, tap. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Lay them on your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creepy, creepy, creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, ah, but do not let them in. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, just like this, this, this. Roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them. Blow a little kiss. Mwah! Great job, everybody. Let's find out, let me make a little adjustment here. Let's find out what our letter of the day is. I have it right here next to me. And it is the letter F. So many things start with F. Whenever I think of things that start with F, the list goes on and on and on. And there's fun and family and friends and frogs and what else starts with F? Flowers. So many things start with F. Today, we have F stories because we have stories about food. Food is always such a fun theme to do. So I'm super excited to tell you some food stories today. And first, though, as usual, we need to take our stretch. So let's take a big stretch out wide. Big stretch up tall. Give yourself a hug. Reach your arm across. Reach your other arm across as far as you can. Reach both arms across. Tap your forehead. Tap your chin. Tap your tummy. Tap your elbow. And your other elbow. And let's let's take another stretch up tall, stretch all the way up to the sky, as high as you can go. Great job, everyone. All right, we are going to start today with one of my favorites that I'm sure you've heard, but it's always so fun to hear over again. This is the Very Hungry Caterpillar. One night, by the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. But in the morning, the sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. Can you say that part with me? But he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. And on Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. So on Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 slice of blueberry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. Well, that night, he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday, and the caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf. And after that, he felt much better. And he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big caterpillar. He built a house called a cocoon around himself that hung from the branch of a bush. And he stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he wasn't a caterpillar at all anymore. He was a beautiful butterfly. The end. Nice listening, everybody. That is a great one, and the book is great too. A classic that I had when I was your age. All right, let's see. How far in are we? All right, we're going to read a book next, and then we will stand up and do some moving around, which is always fun. So our first book today is called Tops and Bottoms. Let me make sure there's not a glare so you can see. This is by Janet Stevens. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. There he is. Shh. Now, not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with the tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family, they were very hungry. "Oh, the children are so hungry," said Mrs. Hare. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and they cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down to Bear's house and woke him up. "Hey, Bear, wake up! Hey, Bear, I have a plan! We can be business partners! All we need is you to let us work this field right here in your front yard. We'll do all the work, and then you have to just pick which part of the harvest you want. Do you want the top half or the bottom half?" "Huh?" said Bear. Wait. You do all the work gardening and I still get half the food? Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. "Okay, well, which half do you want?" I'll take the top half, said Bear. Yeah, the top half. "You've got it, Bear," said Hare. "The tops." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Bear slept as the crops grew, and when it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops and I get the bottoms." Hare and his family had tricked Bear. They planted vegetables that grew in the ground. Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for him and his family. When Bear woke up and stared at his pile, he was not happy. "Wait a minute, Hare! All the best pieces are in your pile." "You chose the tops, Bear," said Hare. Wait. "Do it again," said Bear, "and this time I want the bottoms." "You've got it," said Hare. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted and watered and weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew, and when it was time for the harvest, Hare called, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms and I get the tops." What do you think's gonna happen? Hare and his family had tricked Bear again. They gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms, the roots, for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Bear looked at his pile and he was unhappy. "Hare, you cheated me again." "Well, Bear," Hare said, "you said you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear said, "You plant the field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "Oh, you're right, Bear," said Hare. "It's only fair that you get tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted and watered and weeded, and Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops and the bottoms." Well, in front of Bear's house lay a field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms, and I get the middles. It's a done deal." Well, by now, Bear was wide awake. "That does it, Hare," he said. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops. I'll take the tops, the bottoms, and the middles." Well, Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road towards home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land from the profits from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. The end. Nice job, everybody. That's a fun one. All right, let's stand up and get a few of our wiggles out. What song should we do? I haven't done too many songs lately because I've been so excited about stories, but I think we should be pirates. So let's stand up and ready? When I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was two, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was three, I tapped my knee on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was four, I shut the door on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." Last one. When I was five, I danced and jived on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." Yay! Great job, everybody. All right, let's take a seat. We have a few more things to do today. And this next one, I need your help figuring out, how many carrots we have here. Seems like a lot to me. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 crunchy carrots, yours and mine. Along came a bunny and crunch! Now there's just 9. 9 crunchy carrots. Let's bake a cake. Along came a squirrel and crunch! Now there's just 8. 8 crunchy carrots, delicious to munch. Along came a turkey and crunch! Now there's 7 in the bunch. 7 crunchy carrots, let's make carrot sticks. Along came a bird and crunch! Now there's just 6. 6 crunchy carrots, sweet as honey from the hive. Along came a bee, bzzz, crunch! And now there's just 5. 5 crunchy carrots, a scratch at the door. Along came a kitty cat, crunch! And now there's just 4. 4 crunchy carrots, a treat for you and me. Along came a duck and crunch! Now there's just 3. 3 crunchy carrots, what can we do? Along came a donkey, crunch! And now there's just 2. 2 crunchy carrots, a knock on the door. Along came a Tyrannosaurus Rex, crunch! Now there's just 1 more. 1 crunchy carrot, break it in 2. Now there's a piece for me and a piece for you. Crunch, 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 crunch. Nice job, everybody. All right. Let me get all my carrots organized here. Don't want to lose any. I think I got them all. All right, we have one last story today, one of my favorites to tell. I'm going to read it. This is another one that I had when I was a kid. It's an old one, The Wolf's Chicken Stew by Kiko Kaza, and maybe it's Kasha. And do not worry, no chickens get eaten in this book, so don't be afraid. This just cracks me up. Look at Mama Chicken walking along. She's so funny. All right. There once lived a wolf who loved to eat more than anything else in the world. As soon as he finished one meal, he began to think of the next. One day, the wolf got a terrible craving for chicken stew. All day long, he walked across the forest in search of a delicious chicken. Finally, he spotted one. "Ah, she is just perfect for my stew," he thought. The wolf crept closer, but just as he was about to grab his prey, he had another idea. If there was just some way to fatten this bird a little more, he thought, there would be all the more chicken for my stew. So the wolf ran home to his kitchen and he began to cook. First, he made 100 scrumptious pancakes. Then, late at night, he left them on the chicken's porch. "Eat well, my pretty chicken," he cried. "Get nice and fat for my stew." The next night, he brought 100 scrumptious donuts. "Eat well, my pretty chicken," he cried. "Get nice and fat for my stew." And on the next night, he brought a scrumptious cake weighing 100 pounds. And you know what he said? "Eat well, my pretty chicken. Get nice and fat for my stew." At last, all was ready. This was the night he had been waiting for. He put a large stew pot on the fire and set out joyfully to find his dinner. Oh, that Jack chicken must be as big as a balloon by now, he thought. Let's see. But as he peeked into the chicken's house, the door opened suddenly and the chicken screeched, "Oh, so it was you, Mr. Wolf!" Children, look! The pancakes and the donuts and that scrumptious cake, they weren't from Santa Claus. All those yummy presents were from Uncle Wolf. The baby chicks jumped all over the wolf and gave him 100 kisses. Oh, thank you, Uncle Wolf. You're the best cook in the whole wide world. Well, Uncle Wolf did not have chicken stew that night, but Mrs. Chicken made him a nice dinner anyway. Aw, shucks, he thought as he walked home. Maybe tomorrow I'll bake the little critters 100 scrumptious cookies. And he did. The end. That one, just love it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Storytime today. As you know, there is Storytime every weekday morning on AADL TV at 10 a.m. You can see me and all the other storytellers. There's also Baby Time at 11 a.m. every Monday. If you have younger children or younger siblings, that's really great. Tons of ideas for activities for babies, songs, rhymes, books, things you can do around the house, outside, all that good stuff. Check that out if you haven't yet or you're just now hearing about it. That is Baby Time at 11 a.m. on Mondays. So thank you as always for joining us for Storytime. I loved being here with you today, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.